My favorite part of this episode was that Obi-Wan Kenobi was about to face off against Darth Vader, but then he was like, I haven't had any character development between the last fight and this most recent fight that we're about to have. I hope that some kind of master from my past that is potentially very blue and ghost-like could appear. And then Qui-Gon Jinn is like, I'm here, baby. It's me, Liam Neeson, with my long, sexy hair and my charismatic talky action words or whatever. You know, he's like, I'm from the Taken movies or whatever. I know action. And he comes and he's like, Qui-Gon Jinn, you don't think you're ready, and you've given, you don't like the Force anymore or whatever because you're a hermit or whatever. And he gives him guidance and words, and he Yodas him. He does a whole Yoda thingy or whatever, and we have this amazing scene of brilliantly written dialogue, and it's like, remember the thing from the thing that you loved, and everyone's like, I remember the Phantom Menace, I didn't actually love it, as a kid, I loved it when I was like a little baby boy, and as a teenager, I'm like, oh, it's a bit cool, but then as I grew into a young adult, I'm like, it's bad, it's really bad, but now I'm a slightly older young adult, but still kind of maybe middle-aged adult, but not like middle-aged adult, not 40, but around that age. I've come to grow and appreciate that nostalgia that Phantom Menace brings me from that love as a child, so I kind of love it. I love Phantom Menace again. I love the two things. I love the thingy, give me the thingy, and they have the thingy, but one's a ghost now, and he was all like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, fight your Padawan. As a master to you being my Padawan, I tell you to fight your Padawan. He's like, I guess I'll fight my Padawan. Imagine that, but well written. Beautifully crafted. Not written by an idiot on YouTube, but crafted by a man who has literally paid money to write it. A man who has probably given months to write this. Any writer worth his anything in gold or something metaphor. A writer who is competent. Any writer that's competent that loves Star Wars would relish. They would relish the opportunity to have these two characters, Ghost, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, beaten, broken, damaged. First Darth Vader, but he can't beat him. That scene to lead him up and away so he can fight Darth Vader and lead to that moment where it's like, be the master in the fight and win the fight. Imagine that scene. Imagine that scene at the start of this episode. The finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Imagine that scene leading into the fight. Or imagine a better scene where we pay Liam Neeson to say, took you long enough, Obi-Wan Kenobi. What do you mean took you long enough, Liam Neeson? Took you long enough to rock up in this show that you should have been in the whole time, or at the minimum, in this episode, in the scene that I just half-assedly explained with yelling, ranting, whatever the hell I just said. Just rock up, have at least one scene. I mean, should have been in the whole season. Same with the prequel flashbacks, should have been the whole season. Just imagine Qui-Gon and flashbacks of Clone Wars in the whole season. Just imagine what a season that would be instead of Leia running about being like, I'm Leia! And then just not being in the back half of the season. This season was so muddled, I don't even know where to begin. But just imagine he's in this episode. Oh no. How much easier would it be to just give you Liam Neeson at the end of the season where we see the long hair? I saw the long hair and I went, well, this is a Marvel post-credits cock tease if I've ever seen one. I bet you he won't even turn around and it won't even be the actor. But he did, lo and behold he did. He went, it's me, Liam Neeson. Took you long enough, Liam Neeson. You should have been here like 5 episodes ago, Liam Neeson, you done us dirty. And when I say Liam Neeson, I do mean the writers who created this series and created this entire catastrophe. And by catastrophe, I mean catastrophe by the writers. Obviously, Liam Neeson didn't write this. It's not his fault. But seriously, how much did he cost? You couldn't just get him in? Oh, wait, no. The reason that you didn't get him in for scenes, because that would involve writing a scene. That would involve hardship. Actual sitting down with pen and paper and writing something that was challenging and interesting and fun and different and interesting. Just anything. Or he could arrive as a Marvel cock tease at the end and be like, it's me, Qui-Gon. Imagine off screen between season 1 or 2, or just at the end of season 1 to be the never season 2 between this season of New Hope. Imagine the hijinks. Imagine the amazing things I will teach you. It really just felt like Disney just sitting there, just being like, "You want some Qui-Gon?" And the nerds are like, "I want some Qui-Gon." And they're like, "You want some goddamn Qui-Gon? Have some Qui-Gon in your goddamn face!" And the nerds are just like, Qui-Gon, hit me with that Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon. It's absolutely not good enough. You could have at least written an entire full scene where he had a scene of dialogue where he did a thing, not just a post-credits Marvel scene where he's like, "I'm here, guys. Look, they gave me a long wig from the first movie." Goddamn hated this finale, man. Hey guys, I'm Jax, and this is my spoiler review for Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 6. That was a pretty good fight! Until it ended, for terrible reasons that make no sense and just completely infuriate me, and then I go, why are you angry, Jax? You've been watching Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know what the level of writing is like. You know what the standard is at this point. Why did you, rise it because lightsabers were swinging and going, and then Darth Vader starts earthbending and the earth falls down and Obi-Wan's on the ground and he looks down and he's like, "Ha ha ha, now I have the high ground, Obi-Wan." And, awesome stuff like that was very funny. How good's the end bit where he's like, "Luke Skywalker, hello there, hello there, hello there." Get it? Because he says hello there in that other thing that you love, and it's now kind of like a meme. It's a joke. It's an internet joke, so he said the thing. How good's that bit where Obi-Wan and Anakin, Darth Vader, whatever the hell you want to call him, they have that amazing scene. They're fighting and they're funny. He smashes off the helmet. The whole time I'm just like, smash his helmet off. Smash his helmet off. I want to see Anakin's eyeball. Half. Do the half thingy. Do the thing from Rebels. Do the thing from the thing. And they do the thing from the thing, smash the thing off, and I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, is this actually good? Is this all been worth it? And he's looking at him, he's got his eyeball there, and he's all like, "Rrr." And then he's like, "Oh, I failed you, I killed you, Anakin, oh, I'm so sad." He's like, "You didn't kill me, I killed Anakin Skywalker." Get it? Because later you tell Luke that Darth Vader killed Anakin Skywalker. That's the balloon. That's the air going out of the balloon. Oh, the scene was so good. The scene was so good. There was lightsabers. There was an actual setting that wasn't a quarry or whatever the hell was going on in episode 3. They're throwing rocks at each other, which was a lot of fun. There was some lightsaber spinning around and action stuff that was good. It was pretty good. I was like, holy shit. I've hated this show, and now I'm kind of having fun. And they're having dialogue, and it's pretty good. And Star Wars' dialogue is always not it's, but that line, it's too much. It's no good. Don't. The show. Obi-Wan Kenobi feels like imagine New Hope is a person, and the person is on the ground, and Disney is there with a whip, and they just keep whipping him, and they're just like whoosh, 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 whoosh. And on one side, there's people that, for some, like what you know. I'm not trying to shame anyone. But on one side, there are people who, for some reason, like this show. And they just keep yelling at the whipper, Disney. And they're just like, one more reference to the thing I love. One more canonical error. One more thingy. Say hello there again. And they're just like, hello there. A reference to that other line. Will we ever meet again? Leia says to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, oh, maybe you'll be like, I need you, old man Obi-Wan Kenobi. You may or may not be my only hope. Maybe you'll say that one day in the future. Maybe you say, whoosh, whoosh. And on one side, they're all just like, hit him again, one more time. And on the other side, there's people like me and sane people that love Star Wars but don't really like what they're doing right now with Star Wars. And they're all just like, stop it! Stop whipping him! He's already dead! Stop it! Ah! That's kind of how I feel like this finale presented itself as a prequel to A New Hope. This is the first episode that really brought home to me how much of a cynical cash grab and just just grabbing that IP, grabbing that sweet, sexy IP that is Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan Kenobi again and being like, you loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Even people who didn't love the prequels love him as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's a fantastic actor. So we're bringing him back. Darth Vader's gonna be in it. They'll have a showdown for the ages. But then you think about it, and you're like, well, from the original film, and it's a big volcanic epic fight, and that fight is big and epic and crazy, but there's also stakes and emotion, and there's a reason for that fight. Like, when they both arrive there, you're not like, huh. This fight just kind of felt like it just happened because they wanted to fight. Obviously, we wanted a fight, but it felt like converging storylines and character, motivations and situation, and it felt like it was a climax to a thing that was set up, had a middly bit, and now this is the payoff. This one really feels like they were just like, fight, because fight, and it's the finale, so that means they have to fight. And when they arrive there, Vader's there, Obi-Wan Kenobi's there, and it's all like, you here to destroy me, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yes. He's like, well, I'll destroy you first. And they sword fight, and it's like, stabby, fight. And that's a lot of fun and visually exciting. Big stagnity rock thingies, hurling them and stuff. It's all good, but it's like, what's the setup? What's the motivation to get them there apart from they've got to fight again? And at the end, everyone's like, next time, Darth Vader, in the New Hope. Every single human being that Darth Vader kills from this episode till his death is Obi-Wan Kenobi's fault. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you had the upper hand, and there was not a single reason on God's beautiful green earth that would... Why'd you let him go? Oh my God! Episode 3, Vader's like, I'm letting him go. And people are like, oh, he just wanted a good fight. He wanted a good fight this time. And I guess dialogue in this episode, backs that up, where he's like, you were weak last time, but now the strength is back, but the weakness stays. Pretty fun dialogue. And I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Maybe you could have it didn't work for me at all, because it just felt like there was like 2 meters of fire, and he's like, oh, this fire's getting out of hand. Even though I pushed the fire away 5 seconds ago, the fire's getting out of hand. I can't handle this. All this fire going on. And it just felt like, yeah, you took 10 years to track him down. You're really going to let him slip away, even though he's weak? There's just so many other ways to go about this. It really didn't work for me. But this one makes that look like genius, god tier writing. Because Kenobi's just like, I've smashed the thing. We've had the eye-to-eye, thingy. And you're totally weak, and it's like this moments where he hits him, and I'm like, oh, he is the master now. Reference to the thingy. Remember, reference to A New Hope, where it's like, last time, something, you were the master, but now I'm the master, something, whatever. And then he's like, but I actually can't kill you, so I'll skedaddle. Every single moment with Leia and Luke this entire season, especially this whole episode with Luke, is just like, I wonder what's going to happen with this character who cannot die, and his 2 protectors who cannot die. Maybe Reva will die. But I don't think so, because I think I know what's going to happen with Reva. She's all going to be like, look down, and then she's going to, and literally what I thought would happen, she's going to see herself down there and be like, I've become the thing I was planning to destroy. I've become Darth Vader! And then she throws her saber into the sand. And that's exactly what happens. I don't even want to talk about Reva. I've got so much to say about Vader and Obi-Wan. There's no time for Reva. She sucks. I hated it. It's just nothing. So the end of the fight with Kenobi and Vader is nonsense and garbage. He's just like, I'll catch you next time, Vader, or I won't. Maybe I'm just leaving you to die again. Even though you know that that's so much blood is on your hands now, Kenobi. So much blood. You should have killed him. And I'm not saying the Death Star is, like, Alderon's not his fault, because that's Grand Moff Tarkin. Like, that was the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, oh no, Peter Cushing, that was his fault. But Vader, man. Vader has probably killed so many people from this episode until, like, the movie he dies in, Return of the Jedi. Like, it just... Oh boy, it's frustrating that he's just... Because that fight, I'm back on board with the show. This is going to be a positive review. Like last week, I'm going to get no views because it's positive, but I'm having fun, and I'm not going to lie. And then it ended, I'm like, everything is destroyed and broken. Oh no, they have ruined everything. This is... Oh boy. But at least the reason they started the fight was good. Oh wait, no, that's the tangent I left like 5 minutes ago. I'm going to bring that right back now. Bad. Just bad writing. Just intolerably... horrible writing where everything is just happening for stupid, insane reasons. They have a ship, and the ship's like, woo, woo, woo. It's like the start of the New Hope when the ship's going and the big ship's going, boo, 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 boo. But in this one, because it's new and modern, we're going to have a bit with Darth Vader's like, shoot more laser beams or whatever. And they're all like, pew, 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 pew. So instead of like the boring little pew, 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 we're just going to be like, pew, 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 pew. Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, everyone, all these rebels who can, you all have to survive because Leia's on the ship. This ship cannot blow up because it's a prequel. And we've got little baby Leia here, a little 10-year-old Leia. She cannot die. And she's still in the show, even though for some reason she was the main character for the first 2.5 episodes. And now she's essentially just here. I almost forgot Leia, you know, that main character from the first 3 episodes. And then in episode 4 and 5, she's like barely in it. And then in this episode, barely in it once again. But then the end of the episode kind of happens with her and Bail Organa, and then, you know, Obi-Wan's there and he's all like, I'm off Tatooine again, I'm off Tatooine, you'll never keep me on Tatooine. If you need me again, Bail Organa, Jimmy Smits, just call me up, I'll leave Tatooine again. I'll just leave Tatooine whatever I want. Sequel series, second series, I'll just bail from Tatooine. My mission means nothing to me. God damn it, Obi-Wan. Just get your goddamn ass on Tatooine and sit there. Sit there like a stupid old hermit man. Just... But Leia, how good is it when they just like, Leia's not really a character anymore. And then her last characterizational kind of point, you know, episode 1 to 3, stuff happened. 4 and 5, nothing. 6, not really anything. And then right at the end, she's like, give me this gun holster. Look, I've got my attire. I've got a gun holster. And they're like, you don't need a gun yet. You're 10 years old. I'm not giving you a gun. But she's like, as soon as I can get a gun, I'm putting a gun in this holster. Because I'm pro-gun. Don't vote for Leia. Don't vote for Leia. She's pro-gun. If that is how her government system works, maybe she's just elected because she's the princess. Or whatever. I don't know how the government system works. But if there's an election, if there's a fair democracy-esque election... Don't vote Leia. She ain't got my vote, and she shouldn't have yours. Because I'm anti-gun. And you should be too. Guns are bad. Don't. The idea of a 10-year-old being like, give me that gun. Let me put a goddamn gun in my goddamn holster, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, give me a gun. Let me put it in my goddamn holster so I can. So I've talked about how the fight between Kenobi and Vader, it ends at this nonsense and garbage, and it makes me infuriated. It's just like. Oh, there's nothing worse than a fight ending and being like, why did that fight end? It's like, I mean, I'm hoping this has the same effect as that bit where it's like, Martha! Martha! Why did you say that name? You know, that whole thing, and everyone's like, that doesn't work. And then some people are like, I think it works. I think it thematically works. Honestly, the people who thought Martha worked in the Batman vs Superman thing, they have more right to stand there and say their side of things than anyone who thinks Kenobi should have just let Darth Vader live when he's totally got the upper hand. He's totally killed him before, and he thought he killed him. He's taken out all his limbs. He's on fire. He just didn't have the heart to, like, you know, chop the head off or stab him in the heart 100 times, like, to make sure he's dead. He was like, he's dying. I'll leave him there to burn to death. Because I'm actually a psychopath and I want him to suffer. Whatever the hell he was thinking, you know. He thought he was going to die. And this time, knowing how much, you just put a suit on him, give him a breathing apparatus of some sort. He's fine. He doesn't even need any limbs. He just lets him be. A cut to the back, a cut to the eye. That's not even touching the eye, just kind of the helmet. Yeah, I'll just let him be. I'll just leave. And then Vader's like, oh, I'll get you. Didn't get him, I guess, because 5 seconds later he's in his ship and it's just all done. I'm never going to get over that. I'm never going to get over the fact that fight in episode 3 and how it ended is actually awesome compared to this. I'll never get over it. But... So let's just hypothetically say I've gotten over the end of the fight. Let's go back to the start of the fight. The start of the fight. Oh, it's such a great coming of characters and the whole storyline is all built up to this. It's all been leading to this giant climax. Or it's a ship going in one direction and they're all like shooty, bang, 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 bang. And then Obi-Wan's like, I'll take this ship and I'll go this way. And Vader's like, turn the ship around. They're maneuvering slightly to the left. That maneuver slightly to the left. Just go for that ship. It's Obi-Wan's ship. And then, the Grand Inquisitor's like, I don't think that you should take that one ship. He's just one Jedi. With that weird voice he's doing. Which, to be honest, I said that mockingly just then. It's kind of growing on me. Maybe just like we had some time where we thought he was dead and canon was broken and all these things. Now he's back. I'm like, ooh, Grand Inquisitor. I'm kind of on your side. I kind of like you now. And he's all like, like he's drawing out the words and he says them in weird ways. And I'm like, I don't know. He's taking a swing. He's taking a swing for the fences, and I respect that. You know what I don't respect? Vader being like, everyone, grab the big ship and just take the whole big ship and go after Obi-Wan, who's in a ship by himself. He's alone in that ship. Someone around there, like, the issue when someone has, like, you know, like, it's like when you're at work and there's the one manager, the store manager. He has all say over everything. And there's no one else until the other big manager who's like the area manager or whatever comes in and says something. He's always got, you know, whatever he says goes. And that doesn't work because Vader, he's got, you know, he controls the ship and there's no one that can say anything without fear of being like force choked and then like, you know, force choked to death or whatever. If I was there and I was above Vader, or I was at least like on the side of Vader, or like second Vader or whatever, you could have at least suggested the idea of Vader. Why don't you and like two guys in TIE fighters like get off this ginormous ship that definitely has other ships inside and like go chase him? Like you said, like, I'll take him alone. Well, does our whole giant starship destroying ship of doom need to like follow Kenobi and maneuver slightly to the left? Or could we follow that like ship of like full of rebels, like 30, 50, 100 rebels? Do they even know how many rebels? Like so many rebels. We'll follow them. You and a couple of guys go to the left. You take him out. You think you only need you? Like you go down there in a ship alone anyway. Just take that ship and chase him. And then we'll chase these guys. And instead of like one stone, two birds, and we miss both birds, how about two stones, two birds, we kill the birds? Or a better metaphor. Vader, the Emperor should have been there. He would have been like, I like your plan, Vader, but maybe go alone, and then we'll chase this ship, because this ship has unlimited power! Speaking of the Emperor, we get an Emperor cameo. I didn't expect an Emperor cameo, but we got one. And it was very subdued. I think I've been tricked because of Rise of Skywalker, where, you know, like, because I'm used to unlimited power, you know, Emperor. But now we have Rise of Skywalker Palpatine, who's just like, and he's shooting laser beams, killing millions and billions of ships, and just, you know, having a time. And he's like, the diadem of two people, the deity diadem thing, something dialogue, two people, deity thing. I don't really remember. There was like two of them, and somehow they gave him the Force. He's like, I am all of the Sith. The scenery has never been chewed more by the Emperor, is I guess my point. And in this, he's just like, Vader, you seem sad about Kenobi. Are you sure you don't love him? You little wuss, Vader. Doesn't seem very evil of you. And he's very subdued. He's very calm. He's just kind of there. Very, you know, Empire Strikes Back. You know, he's not like, power! It just felt odd compared to the last time we saw him. But he was here, and I liked it. It was like seeing Qui-Gon. I forgot who it was, because I was like, it was something that happened at the end that was like a Marvel post-credit scene, but it was just like, you couldn't have just made that a scene written by a writer that was like emotionally satisfying, that made sense in the arc of the story. Oh no, just as a cock tease, where you just like, you want some Qui-Gon? Put some Qui-Gon in your face! And all the nerds are just like, Qui-Gon, give me Qui-Gon. Well, I don't want Qui-Gon like that. Write a scene with Qui-Gon, Disney. Oh, that would involve effort and, you know, hiring a writer who isn't a hack. Yeah, well. A man can dream. A man can dream. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. I'd love to know what everyone thought of Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 6. Best series ever? You didn't get this far in the video if you think that.